The
Thank
first
you.
one since you've been with me, so we're gonna celebrate. Yeah, that's good. Legit, you got a new client, so paying client too. So that's awesome. That's a different big change, right? You gotta move from non-paying to paying. The
Thank
first
you.
one since you've been with me, so we're gonna celebrate. Yeah, that's good. Yeah,
Thank you.
it's a big deal to actually ask for it and get it, and then now you have to deliver the service. Remember the pass-through agreement, right? So
Yeah.
you gotta deliver the service. So and one more thing. All right, so good morning. Welcome back. Thanks for the trust. Thanks for being here. I imagine you enjoyed what you heard the last couple of days, and um, today we're gonna continue on this journey this week of elevating your potential and seeing how far you can go. So we've been discussing focus. We've been discussing the will, and the will is one of the higher mental faculties. Of course, we're gonna talk about image today, and I'll be mixing both of them between the will, the image, and getting you ready to talk about money. Tomorrow we're going to talk all about money because a lot of people don't want to talk about this subject, and yet it's one of the most important subjects you can ever talk about. I mean, some people would tell you, Kamal, you always talk about money, and then we don't really need money. I think only poor people don't need money because they don't have any money. They have a very poor mindset. I think you need money for everything. You need money to breathe. You need money to live. You need money to drink water. You need money to buy a cup of coffee. You need money to make your phone work. You need money for everything. I think without money, you can't do much unless you live in a farm and you're planting your own potatoes and corn and whatever. You need money. If you're living in a society like we live in, most of us, um, you can't function without money. Interestingly, talking about money, uh, uh, I don't watch much TV, but yesterday as I was flipping through the channel, there was a show on Alexander the Great, and they were showing the young Alexander the Great as he was conquering Asia, and they showed one of the area in Asia that he had just conquered, and that's between the Arab world there and Asia and Greek, and it was called Asia Minor, and Asia Minor is where the first coin was ever coined in Asia Minor. So if you look up the history of money and coins, it was all done in Asia Minor. So I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. I'm gonna add that to my stories because it's an interesting thing what Alexander did over there. So, but anyway, it's all going to be about money tomorrow. All right. So I need to get my pen. If you haven't gotten your pen, get your pen, get a piece of paper, and here's my trusted notes are here, and my tea is here. So, any questions from yesterday before we get started? You're always welcome to put it in the chat. Here is my version of Vision Card. I put it on my cell phone as well. Oh wow, look at you. Oh wow. I love that. Oh wow. That's good. That is wonderful. I'm gonna download this one. This one. This is a good one. Look at that. Okay, let's download it. Okay, phone. Thank you very much. That reminds me to make sure I'm taping. A lot of time I forget, so I'm gonna need this Abby's Vision Card. Do you want to show it to everybody, Abby? You okay showing it to everybody? Yeah, I think you're saying yeah.
It's in
I
the
think.
thing for everybody to see. So yeah.
All right, let me look it up. Let me look it up. No, no, desktop. And then we'll get you to explain it because there could be some things in there that nobody understands but you. So let's take a look here. So this is Abby's vision card, and he's got it on his phone, and that is cool. So, do you want to say any couple of words about it, Abby?
Yeah, sure. I used Bing Creator and I gave it a bunch of parameters, such as my money goal,
Mm-hmm.
and that was feminine, and that a few other factors, and that's why in the dove and the wand
Yeah.
showed up, is because of the parameters I gave it, and uh, and that was the result. Yeah, that it being created that for me.
Mm, that's cool. Love that. Oh, good job. That's cool.
So
Huh?
now I have on my wall of my cell phone, I have this image. Of course, it's cropped a bit, but it gives the point of um, my goals, and keeps
Mm-hmm.
me in mind all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like your card, you pointed out your card yesterday. You took it from your
Yeah.
pocket.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, that's a very good point. Like here's my phone,
Oops, it's
and
back.
yeah, and once I look at it, I could see my mentor, I could see my vision card, and I could see some of the toys that I want. It's like right there. And you know how many times we look at the phone every day. So it's like imprint. And I could see my mentor looking at me like, are you doing this? Are you doing this? Because he was always like, are you doing this? Are you doing this? So, yeah,
Exactly.
cool. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Good, whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. And whoever doesn't like it, it's too bad. It's not the business anyways. All right. So iPad come alive. Here we go. The iPad is alive. Fantastic. Let me get rid of some of this AI stuff here. So if you remember yesterday, we were talking about the kite, and I think that's where I kind of left you, and we're going to pick up from there. So we were talking about that your imagination is like a kite, okay? Your imagination is just like a kite, like the kite that's here. So, and that's, I know it's a little busy picture, but that's basically what we got, right? So you've got a kite, and your focus is the strings. So without the strings, you can't really imagine much. You don't know. You're just seeing things. So the focus and the will. Focus is a child of the will. They're about the same. They help the kite to stay in place. Now, if you want to expand, if you want to start becoming uh better at visioneering, and visioneering is almost like engineering, where you can vision something and start making it a reality. You need to understand this. So to change your environment, you have to start thinking, okay? You got to start thinking, and you got to persist. This is not going to happen overnight. Welcome, Donna. Thanks for being here. So again, I want to remind everybody that's here, you're welcome to put your networking credentials in the chat. This way people can get hold of you. Just something short and sweet, like who you are, what do you do, how they get hold of you. Quick, boom, and then get back to listening to what we're talking about. Okay, so to change your environment, you have to change your thinking. All right, you have to start thinking on a different level. Now, there are some things that we need to start doing as we do this, because once we start using the imagination, you're gonna get ideas. And these ideas are floating out there in the universe as to how you earn money, how you manifest your world. Now, you need to persist. And I thought part of you start persisting on one of the goals that you have. I don't know what your goal is, but this is common to a lot of people who really want to go far and want to help a lot of people. And to me, it's now a challenge. It's like a challenge. It makes me like push. It makes me do some things that I never thought possible. So I feel like I'm missing something here for you guys after the kite thing. Yeah, that's right. No, there was something big. There was something after the kite I wanted to mention. So let's take a look at this. James Allen. I don't know if you heard of James Allen. He always said uh, he was also an interesting philosopher. He always said, keep your hands firmly upon the helm of thought. That's James Allen. So every time I read something somewhere about James Allen, I remember this kite example. I remember this imagination thing that we talked about, because the kite is like the imagination, and your focus and your will is tending the kite. Now, James Allen said, keep your hands firmly upon the helm of thought, because the imagination helps the thought to become into form, and then the focus and the will, you're going to make something out of it. Oh, sorry, Reggie, is back in. And the that's the idea. So every time I read this quotes from James Allen, when I see it in places, like, wow, I remember this. Like, wow, that's pretty cool. Okay. Now, without the will, without this will, without this focus, the kite is gonna fly away. You know, the kite will just go, will just boom, gone. And I've lost many kites when I was a kid. I don't know about you, I've lost them. The rope breaks, or all kind of stuff happens. So you want to keep your hands firmly upon the helm of thought. Now, what else on this topic before we move forward? Well, there's another thing from Napoleon Hill. Napoleon Hill said, and I'm going to bring up this picture on persistence, but Napoleon Hill said, "You're not bound by instinct. You're only bound by the imagination and the willpower of your mind. You're not bound by instinct, but you're only bound by your imagination and the willpower of your mind." It's like, "Huh? Really? Okay." So you start putting two and two together, because it's going to take a minute to get everything happening. So that means we can project this willpower. You have the will, you can project it, and to anything you want, because we're not bound. We think we are, but we're not. We can do anything. So that's what's cool about it. So if we have a clear canvas like this one, we can start imagining anything. You can start basically bringing this thought and imagining anything you want. Anything you want. Anything. But you need to imagine it. You got to think about it. You got to bring it to your subconscious, to your feeling mind, and you got to get into the feeling of it and get your body to take the action to get some kind of results. So imagining it by itself doesn't do anything. Sitting around dreaming doesn't do anything. You have to think about it. You want to get emotionally involved with it. You want to get emotionally involved with it. You want to get your body into that. Then as you get emotionally involved with it, you're going to get into the vibration that's needed to take the action to get some kind of results. And that's how it works. To understand this further, you just have to spend some time thinking about it. It's not going to happen one time. You're going to listen to this, read the book. That's basically what you got to do. You just got to start thinking about it. I'm going to mention a couple more things about this ideas, and then we'll move to the next section of today's. We might even finish early. We'll see. I wanted to, as I'm talking, to start thinking about your goal. Okay. So we have ideas. Ideas are always flowing around. Einstein and many of the inventors were actually asked, where did you get your ideas from? How did you have so many patents? Edison had like 1,000 patents. It's like they found them, because the ideas are always here. So you probably heard Bob Proctor, some of you. He always said money's already here. The phone has always been here. The phone has always been here. We just learned how to put it together right now. The last 15, 20 years, but has always been here. See, energy is always moving into form and out of form. We don't create anything. The world is already created. The heavens and earth are already created. We're just becoming more aware how to do it. So everything is always just moving from something into something and out of something. So, and this is energy, and thought is energy. And that's how you have to think about it. Now we use this imagination to grab this thought and get the will to focus it, to do something with it. And then you start thinking about it in your mind, in your intellectual mind. You get emotionally involved with it. And that's how the universe would help you come up with a plan, come up with an idea, and then your body takes the action to get some kind of results. That's kind of the quick manifestation of it. Um, but begin. You must begin to see the goal. Now, all of you here, and actually, I'm still streaming. I think usually I only want to stream 10, 15 minutes. So for those who are watching us on the stream, we appreciate you very much. We would like you to join the Zoom. So, and that's why we'll stop the stream now, and because every day I stream a little bit on YouTube. So this is my part from my channel for all my amazing followers there. So join us on the Zoom tomorrow. We'll be talking about money and image and